Some business decisions start with a name, a job, or a branding choice and end up shaping whole industries. These 8 stories show how small operational moves can leave surprisingly large footprints. Lloyd's of London carries Edward Lloyd's name, but he did not found the institution. Edward Lloyd ran a coffee house in London where shipping people gathered to talk business. Marine insurance was part of that trade, because cargo at sea needed protection. The coffee house became a meeting place, and the name Lloyd stuck to the business done there. The owner gave the place its label, while the insurance activity gave it purpose. Over time, that meeting place evolved into a larger insurance market. The institution grew around the room, not from Edward Lloyd's ownership. That is how a man's name became a global business brand through a coffee house, a marine insurance market, and an institution built by others. Prime Incorporated, a trucking company, sued Amazon over the Amazon Prime logo and name. Prime Incorporated already used Prime as its business identity before Amazon pushed the same word to millions of customers. The dispute was about brand use and likely confusion, not freight routes or shipping schedules. One word sat on 2 very different businesses. That made the logo a legal issue, because a shared name can blur where one company ends and another begins. A single brand choice became a lawsuit between 2 very different companies, with market confusion at the center. Charlie Mitchell's path to Michelin-starred kitchens started in the valet lot, not on the cooking line. That put him close to the restaurant before he ever worked inside it. In hospitality, proximity can matter as much as experience. From that position, he found a route into kitchen work. The valet lot became a doorway to the back of house, where the real service started. His role changed from front-of-house access to high-end cooking. The destination was Michelin-starred kitchens, where standards are exacting and every task is measured. A parking job became the first step in a restaurant career path that reached Michelin level. The story begins outside the kitchen, with someone close enough to step in. When Asiya Aman received her pay from his master's voice, an executive taught her how to open a bank account. His master's voice was not just paying wages and ending the exchange. The moment connected an employee to formal banking access. The executive showed her how to open the account, turning payroll into a practical lesson. The bank account was the mechanism that carried wages beyond cash in hand. That changed the function of payment. Her wages could move into a formal system instead of stopping at the pay envelope. A paycheck became a doorway into banking, not just a receipt for work. The payment moment now carried access as well as income. A restaurant hired Frank Deeg to eat its food. His job was not serving or cooking. He was there to judge what came out of the kitchen. That turned tasting into part of the business process. Food quality had to be checked by someone paid to evaluate it. The restaurant used his eating as a quality check. A meal became an operational test before it reached customers. Eating food became a paid role, built around judging quality instead of making it. Frank Deeg's job sat inside the restaurant's daily workflow. For top Japanese directors founded Yonki Nokai Productions in 1969, instead of working separately. The founders were Akira Kurosawa, Masaki Kobayashi, Kane Chikawa, and Keisuke Kinoshita. They were already leading names in Japanese cinema. They created Yonki Nokai Productions to help revive a struggling Japanese film industry. A production company gave them a shared way to organize work and resources. That made the company a strategic response, not a normal studio launch. It turned 4 directors into a coordinated business front. In practice, the move treated cinema like an industry problem, not just an artistic one. The company was a tool for rebuilding film production from the inside. A Florida TV station carried a Columbia Pictures name even though the merger behind it never happened. The station was WKMG-TV in Orlando, and the Columbia link came from a planned corporate pairing with the movie studio. The branding decision was made while the merger was expected, so the name was already in place when the deal collapsed. After the merger fell through, the station kept the Columbia Link name instead of changing course again. The result was a local station whose identity still carried a failed deal, even as it kept serving Orlando under new ownership. Tan Boon Chiang gave each worker 4 cases of PepsiCo soft drinks after rejecting their claim for higher wages. The workers were in Singapore, and the dispute was about pay, not performance. Their request was for more wages, while his response came in goods. Instead of raising cash pay, he used soft drinks as a substitute reward. 4 cases per worker turned compensation into something visible and countable. That choice changed the shape of the dispute. The answer to a wage claim became a goods-based payment, not a salary increase. The result was a labor dispute settled with cases of PepsiCo soft drinks instead of more wages. In Singapore, the compensation was tangible enough to hand out by the crate. From insurance and trademarks to kitchens, wages, and television branding, each episode shows the consequence behind the choice. If one of these cases surprised you, watch the full compilation and tell us which decision changed the most.